building a lineup of the most hated players in NBA history. So boys, we're gonna get into the list. This is not my personal most hated list because it would have been a lot different because some of these players are very likable as well. And we are gonna start off with player number 1 on the most hated list. And of course, it has to be none other than the Durantula, Kevin Durant, KD. Obviously, this man switched teams after blowing a 3-1 lead. That caused a lot of hate with him. Everybody kind of hated him because of that. And to be honest, this man talks a lot of trash everywhere, bro. On the court, off the court, on Twitter, he is known for talking trash. So we're going to go ahead and pick up a dark matter version of KD. Let me figure out which one, and let's add him right into the team. So boys, we have a million empties, so we got to be careful who we buy. So we're going to go ahead and pick up Tis This Season Kevin Durant. This card art is beautiful. Let's add him as the first player to the squad. So boys, the first player starting at small forward, Kevin Durant, one of the most hated players in NBA history. And once again, I personally like this player. Let me know down below in the comment section right now, by the way, what is your most hated NBA player and why? I want to know some of your guys' reasons and who you guys really hate. Let's go on and add player number 2 though. Let's see who we got next. So guys, the next player on the list is somebody a little bit odd, somebody you wouldn't think of, but if you guys watched old NBA basketball, then you would probably know about this. I had to do some research about this. Apparently, he is the dirtiest player ever. He has a 16-minute compilation of him being a menace to society on YouTube, and of course, he's hurt a bunch of players. He was basically the originator of the Zaza Pachulia, where you undercut somebody on their jump shot. And of course, it is none other than Bruce Bowen. We're gonna go ahead and pick up his Galaxy Opal version, a real menace to society and a real player everybody just hated. So boys, player number 2, Bruce Bowen, welcome to the team. We're gonna move him to the bench. To be honest, I don't really personally hate any of these NBA players on today's list, but people do hate him a lot, and especially the old heads will know that this man right here was a menace. If you know about that, let me know, because I honestly had no clue until I did some research for this video. So shout out to Bruce Bowen, second player into the team. Let's go ahead and pick up another starter for the squad. So guys, the next player on the list, considered one of the greatest players of all time, of course it is none other than LeBron James. People actually hated this man when he left Cleveland for the first time. People were burning his jerseys. I know you guys remember that if you grew up around that time. I definitely remember him getting his jersey burned all over the place. People were talking trash. He also flops a lot, so I mean, it makes people hate him a little bit. He kind of over-exaggerates contact, which makes sense. And honestly, bro, the whole GOAT debate and stuff just makes people hate LeBron. I feel like people hate LeBron's fans more than they actually hate the man himself. So shout out to LeBron. We went ahead and picked up this beautiful masked version, the hollow version, one of the best card arts in the game in my opinion. Let's go ahead and add him as the starting shooting guard to our team. Boys, LeBron James, boom, the starting shooting guard of the team right beside Kevin Durant, bro. These card arts right here are, by the way, beautiful in my opinion. Let's go ahead and pick up the next player. Now guys, the next player, I don't have to say much about him. This man talks a lot on the court. He's a true menace to society, and of course players are gonna hate him. And obviously, you know, with everything going on with this podcast, the way he kind of trash talks some players on there as well, I mean, people just hate him. A lot of fan bases all over the NBA hate him, and I mean, I don't really blame them. I personally don't like this player right here. It is of course DRAYMOND Green. We went ahead and picked up his dark matter version. He just talks too much. He's always in the ref's face, and I mean, hey bro, he got heart for the game, but me personally, I'm not a fan. So boys, DRAYMOND Green starting power forward for right now. We got 3 dark matters in the team already. LeBron and Draymond are pretty good friends, and they're both pretty hated in the NBA. I mean, I probably think it doesn't bother them at all because they could care less about what people think, but shout out to them. Let's move in to 5th player. We need to get somebody that also fits in the starting lineup that is a big man. So guys, the next player is another big man. This man is the most notorious trash talker I think in NBA history. He says some crazy out-of-pocket stuff when he's trash talking players. If you know what he said about Tim Duncan, you know. I'm going to probably put it up on the screen. And of course, it is none other than KG. We're going to go ahead and pick up his hero version right here, his hero dark matter for 65K. And we're going to add him to the team. Once again, a huge trash talker, so obviously he had a lot of beef with certain players. He honestly, you know, was not very liked, and a lot of fans from certain cities obviously hated this man as well. He was just very outgoing, and he did just randomly slap Tim Duncan on the back of the head. I mean, I don't know what Tim Duncan ever did, but it is what it is. KG, in my opinion, the 3rd best power forward of all time. Welcome to the team. So boys, welcome KG to the team. This is what the new lineup is looking like. We do need a point guard, and we have a lot of the bench to fill out. So let's go ahead and pick up 2 players at once. So guys, the next player that we have on the list actually fought his teammate with the 2x4 piece of wood. He was literally trying to attack his own teammate. He's fought coaches. He's fought plenty of teammates. He's threatened to do some crazy things to teammates as well. And of course, it is none other than Latrell Sprewell. I think this is his best card in the game. He's the best card in the auction house. 1.9K. Welcome to the squad. Latrell Sprewell, a real menace to society, and that unfortunately kind of cut his NBA career a little bit short as well. Guys, the next player we got is another backup center, and we're actually going to pick him up because he was one of the bigger enforcers over in the 90s and the 80s when he actually played. He was actually a pretty solid player. He fought a lot, he flopped a lot, and he just annoyed players, bro. He was just a true menace in the paint. Everybody hated him. He basically played football on the basketball court, and of course it was none other than Bill Laimbeer. We're going to go ahead, pick him up for 2.9K, add him to the team. a nice little card to have off the bench. And I mean, hey man, he really was hated by a lot of people, including MJ, I believe. So hey, welcome to the team. So boys, those are the 2 new additions to the team. Bill Laimbeer, Latrell Sprewell. There actually is a better card that was free that I actually had, so I went ahead and added him. That is what the team is looking like right now. We do need a point guard desperately, so let's go ahead and find one and pick him up for the team. So boys, these next 2 players I actually have in my collection already. Number 1, Pat Bev. I don't even have to explain this one, bro. Everybody knows why he's hated. I personally like him. I'm a fan of Pat Bev, so shout out to Pat Bev for playing with heart all the time throughout the whole season. We're gonna add his emerald card into the team. A lot of people hate him though, so I kind of understand why he's on this list as well. Then of course, boys, the next player we have that's one of the most hated players in the NBA, which I certainly don't understand why, because basketball wise this man is different. One of the best point guards the game has ever seen. Kyrie Irving. We're gonna go ahead and add his opal because when I'm recording this is the best version that he has out. I am recording this a little bit early, so shout out to Kyrie. Add him to the team. A lot of people hate him for a lot of various reasons. If you guys watch the playoffs, you know Boston fans despise him. They always talk trash to him, all sorts of things. So shout out to Kyrie and Pat Bev for being the 2 point guards on our team. Let's go ahead and finish this squad out. So boys, the next player on the list, once again, like a lot of the other players on this list, he is on here because he talks a lot of trash. His antics on the court are sometimes a little bit crazy. He did basically come out of the game with the wheelchair and then come back into the game literally like 10 minutes later. So obviously it is none other than Paul Pierce. We went ahead, picked up his Dark Matter card right here. Shout out to him. Boston obviously loves him. Outside of Boston, there's a lot of fan bases that clearly hate him. He would just flopped a lot. He talked a lot. And just some of the stuff he pulled in game was crazy. I don't really have hate for this man, so shout out to him. Let's add him to the team. Boys, we're going to throw Paul Pierce right here for now. We're going to probably put him at the starting, small forward spot, move things around a little bit. And we actually have another player that we're going to add that I already have. He's going to go at the end of the bench. He is a real menace to society. He obviously in college, he was hated in college, which is kind of crazy. He used to trip a lot of players. He tried to hurt a lot of players. He hurt Caruso last season. He's just done a lot of things that made people hate him, and he is one of the NBA's most hated players, unless you're a Bucks fan. Grayson Allen, welcome to the team. We're going to go with his gold version because I believe this is the best one I have. He went crazy in the playoffs, but still one of the most hated players regardless. So boys, this next one surprised me, but we're going to go ahead and pick up Tristan Thompson. Now, first of all, there was like some study done that, basically checked tweets and saw how many hate tweets this man was involved in, and he was like top 3 on the list of most hate tweets going towards him. And honestly, I mean, it makes sense. This man literally cheated on his wife like 5 times or something like that. Honestly, who could even count anymore? Who knows how many times he's cheated on his wife? So shout out to Tristan Thompson, real Toronto man. We're gonna go ahead and add him to the team at the end of the bench as a backup center. And boys, to finish the squad off, the man that is hated by an entire city and all its population, Ben Simmons. We're gonna go ahead and pick up his Dark Matter for 33K. First of all of Philly hates this man. A lot of people around the NBA hate him. He's honestly pretty trash. Not really trash, but he's just scared to play basketball. I don't understand why. The man had open dunk, which could have sent Philly to, potentially the Eastern Conference Finals and then the Finals. Who knows? And he passed up on it because he was just too scared. So Philly fans, look away. But shout out to Ben Simmons. Let's add him to the team. So boys, that right there is the final team of the most hated players. We can work things around a little bit. We got a full Dark Matter starting lineup. The team is looking pretty solid. It's kind of budget friendly. We didn't even break the bank for this team. But all of these players right here on this list are pretty hated. And now is the fun part. Let's get into the challenges. Let's get into a quick game. So boys, all we have to do for this challenge is just win the game and all these players will stop getting hate. Well, I mean, technically not, but we got to win the game in order to keep this lineup. If we lose the game, everything goes up for 500, and there's some pretty solid cards that I do not want to discard. So let's get into the game. Let's win this game and honestly keep all the cards. Now, boys, if I missed anybody on this list, let me know, and let me know your personally most hated player of all time, because there's definitely some players that I would have put on, like Marcus Smart, to be honest. Just don't ask questions, but you will be on there for my personal list. So let me know who you would have, and yeah, let's just win this game. I'm not gonna lie, this might be an easy game to win because our opponent is not the best and KD is cooking. We are already up big 9-0. This is beautiful. All right, boys, we get another stop. I see KD. Oh no, KD coast to coast once again. KD with 7 points. We're up by double digits. This seems like it's gonna be a cakewalk. All right, boys, we got LeBron with the mask. Let's see what we can do. Oh, don't do this, bro. Don't do this. Not against DeMar, LeBron. You know I have PTSD about this. Don't do it to him. Oh my goodness. King James all the way to the hoop. Beautiful dunk. All right, boys, we're going to try something right here. We're going to try to make a layup with Ben Simmons. This is going to be the impossible challenge. All right, he's wide open in the paint against a smaller opponent. Oh, my goodness, he did it, bro. Listen, that's all that Philly needed, and they might have been in the Eastern Conference Finals and potentially have a ring right now, but that's tough. Shout out to Ben Simmons. Boys, I didn't even realize how long this whole team is. I'm not going to lie, pause, but this team is very, very long. They're very, lengthy and all that. And I see LeBron out for 3. Wide open, LeBron. Thank you very much. This is a blowout. To be honest, we might have to wrap this up already because this is too easy. And boys, just like that, the opponent is gone. We win the game. Hey man, apparently everybody hates this team. We'll take the dub. We get to save our players. So boys, hopefully you enjoyed that video. It was kind of a quick gameplay, but hopefully you enjoyed the team and learned some things about the most hated players in NBA history. That is the team we use right there. Beautiful team. Very lengthy, like I said. Leave a like if you enjoyed it though. Hit that subscribe button if you're new, and I will see you in the next video soon. Stay tuned, man. I love you guys. Peace.